What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Cookie DAO today. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it. All right, here we are on this, the 29th of April, sitting at about 15.7 cents right now, up 8% on the day. Massive volume coming in. This is the most volume that we've seen on a daily basis so far. We have 11 hours left, you guys. Most volume we've seen on a daily basis so far since like February 9th, February 10th here. Crazy in months, and we have 11 hours left to go. My assumption is that we're going to be at a far different price by the end of the day than we are now. Could it be to the upside? Could it be to the downside? It's hard to say. Maybe it's not so hard to say. Here, looking at where the wick is, we are basically right at the base of this consolidation phase here. Could we find resistance and go lower? I think we could. Seems a bit too simple to me, but maybe it's possible. If we look at this, really, last week that's what we did. We found some resistance right here at the base, resistance right here at resistance, and so we waited, right? We waited. That was about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days that we waited before we actually moved up. So I'm thinking here we actually just broke into this range where last week we found resistance on it. I'm thinking now is the time that we actually press higher. Beyond just my thoughts there, if we take a relative high here to a relative low there, we're pretty close, but not quite there to the 382. And not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Anything could happen. This could be a resistance point. We come down, we go find support somewhere at 10 cents, and then we come back up. You never know. But just generally speaking, from my experience, you don't stop here. You would stop at or likely above the 382, the golden line there. So with that in mind, that there is prior resistance here. The fact that you would either stop at or above, most common, most likely outcome would be that we do go a little bit above the 382. We wick above there, and then we close below. And we actually did wick above here a couple of times. We closed right here at this line, closed right there at that line, found some resistance back here. 19 cents, 20 cents, that might be a good psychological level for resistance, right? But here's the kicker. We don't have to stop there. We could. It's a good bit of the time that we do this kind of stuff that we would stop right here, pull back to the 236, and then move up. It's a very possible outcome, but we don't have to stop there. We could press higher to 24 cents, something like this, 24 cents, 24.4 cents, and I actually wouldn't be surprised at all if this is where we went. A lot of cryptos have been going to their 0.5s over the past week specifically. I mean, over the whole cycle, cryptos have had a flirtation with their 0.5 area, both as resistance and as support. But I've seen it a lot this week specifically. So, and this kind of consolidation around the 236 that takes you right up to the 0.5 or to the golden ratio, right? I've seen that happen a good bit of the time too. So it wouldn't surprise me if we did see prices that were just a little bit above 20 cents, right? How much is a little bit? Well, I mean, if we're at 20 cents and we're talking about 40 cents or 24 cents being the price, that's a whole extra like 20% in growth right there. So it's a little bit, but it's a nice little bit, right? Looking at the daily RSI here, we do have bearish divergence. Yes, we do. But at least right now we do. It's not bearish divergence until we get a red day, until we get some kind of indication that it's sloping down, right? As of right now, it's just growth. It's growing. So while it looks like bearish divergence, you have a lower high here in the daily and a higher high there. I don't know if it is. It will be if we get a red day to confirm it. But if we keep growing, right, if we get like some more green days, we close up here, green, this bearish divergence is going to go away, and it's actually going to be a higher high, right? So that's all I'm trying to say there. I don't expect that we're just going to move in a straight line all the way up. There will be volatility, and the next area that I'm anticipating that to be, at this point, I accept it could be anywhere from about 20 cents to 25 cents, okay? Maybe we just beeline it. We push all the way up to 32 cents, 39 cents. I don't know, but time will tell. We'll see how it goes. I am planning on. I actually do have some short-term trade money in here. I've got long-term bags too, right? Like I'm stacked on the cookie jar, man. But I am planning on taking some profits soon, whether it's at 20 cents or 24 cents. I'll let you guys know. It was always intended. This money was always intended for profits. I actually like literally had a specific goal with this money because I want to use it in the real world, right? This is not. It was never meant to be a long-term investment. So unless you have a similar situation, like I don't see, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, I don't see a reason to sell anywhere in this area. I very much believe that Cookie DAO is on its way to higher prices, but I saw an opportunity and I'm taking it here to take a little bit of money, turn it into extra little bit of money, right? That's all I'm doing with that. But beyond that, I'm not selling my whole bag of cookie. That like 99% of my cookie bag is not being touched, right? I'm leaving the cookies in the jar. But while we've got our hand in the jar now, Let's see how much we can get, right? Let's see how much we can go for. Here we are at 15.8 cents right now. If we're looking at this on a 4-hour basis, I don't know how confusing that last part was or not. I was just saying all that just to let you guys know, being transparent what I'm doing, but also I didn't want to encourage anybody to sell because if you sell, then I won't get to sell. No, that's not why. Because if you sell where I'm going to sell, which is a small percentage of what I'm doing, and it was always meant to be sold. I had this plan as soon as I put it in like a week ago. I planned to sell it within like 2 weeks. That was the whole plan of it to begin with. But the majority of what I'm holding will be reserved for new all-time high status, right? I'm only saying this and being so descriptive is because I don't want anyone to get the bright idea to sell here when you could genuinely just wait and sell at prices that are well above like $1.70. You know what I mean? Like that's coming. $1.70. We're only at 16 cents. Yes. Why mess it up? That's the main point. That's why I spent this little extra bit trying to clarify that here. If we're looking at this on the 4-hour time frame, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I hope nobody got the bright idea to sell this dip, or if you did, maybe hopefully you sold it like 16.7 cents, bought back in, maybe you killed it, but and it's kind of at an obvious place, honestly. From a high to a low, we did hit the 1618. We came back down to the 1272. It's brilliant. This is textbook perfect, beautiful behavior when working your way higher. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It would not surprise me. And I was saying this earlier, right? We've got a lot of volume today. We've got more volume today than we've had in months, literal months. We have about 11 hours. We have about half a day left to go. My assumption is there's more growth to be had. By the end of today, it would not surprise me, guys, if we're breaking through that 17-cent barrier and pushing higher, especially with this look, man. This is super bullish. From a high to a low here, 1618 to 1272. This is one of the most constructive configurations you can have in this extension zone here, in the primary zone between the 1618 and the 1272. This look is beautiful. Now the trick is 2 hours 57 minutes. Keep it up. Don't come back down and close. If you do close below the 1272, you can still be constructive, but now you're likely to go down to the 886 100 area, maybe even lower. You could go lower, but probably down here, and then you'd move up. So don't do that. Close this candle green, which is looking like you might want to. That's a pretty bullish effect right now. You dropped a lot just to come back up, but we got 3 hours left. It's a lot of time on a 4-hour basis. If we do what I think we're going to do, we're about to move up to about 17.5 to 18 cents. Maybe by the time most of you watch this, we'll be there. I don't know. 19 cents, 20 cents. These are targets that we've already discussed in this video. With this, the 2272, it's very common to go just above it, right? Very, very common to go just above it. If we're looking at this here, hold on. I'm going to clean this up and make it look pretty for you. Okay, this is what we're going to do. This is the 2272 right here. That line's the 2272. We'll take off this fib here, and then we'll put on another fib, right? The big fib, the Mac Daddy from January 10th, 2025 this year to the low on April 7th. This is your overall retracement here. With the 382, what do? Oftentimes on the first attempt, you go just above it. Where do we have resistance? Just above it there at about 20 cents. We were saying this earlier, right? 382, it's very common to do that. Wick above and then come down and close below. With the 2272, what's very common to do? Go just above it. So we have multiple targets right here at this like 19-cent area that suggests we would go just a little bit higher than that. If not just a little bit higher, perhaps we do go further. But I'm just further illustrating that this 19 to 20 cent area is a decent area, a logical area to find resistance. If we don't stop there, though, see at 25 cents, 24 cents, something like that, right? That's where we're going to go. But I'll probably be, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. I don't know if I'm doing this yet. I don't have any sell orders in place, but I'll probably take profits at 20 cents, right? I'm not trying to milk this lemon for all it's got, but I do think that it'll continue to grow after that, right? Anyways, we're moving up. It wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the day we were making sizable strides. I'm not saying that by the end of the day we'll be at 19 to 20 cents, maybe, but it wouldn't surprise me if by the end of the day we were at least up from where we are now, right? Probably pushing, if not above 17 cents. 4-hour RSI, we look at it here. You've just gotten overbought. Bouncing off the overbought zone, dude. You're looking super good, man. When's the last time you did this on the 4-hour time frame? Let's see. Right here. It doesn't look too promising. This was kind of a false read, but let's see. Still. Hey, look at that. Moved up a little bit, but you had the bearish divergence to hold you back, right? Bearish divergence, red candle confirms it, and then down you go. So watch for that, right? That's something to watch for. That wasn't really a good example of what I'm looking for. Here we go. This is better, right? Bouncing right here. So here, pulled back, bounced at prior resistance, bounced at the overbought zone, and you continued to run. That's generally what you would expect with an overbought bounce, but it's not always the case, right? Not always. This kind of is like an overbought zone bounce, kind of, but maybe not. Let's go back here. There was something on the 1 hour time frame. I remember I woke up and I looked at the 1 hour time frame. I don't really do this too often. I know, I'm sure a lot of you degens out there, the first thing you do as soon as you wake up, you're probably still dreaming, and you touch your phone and you're like, what's the price at? You go through your portfolio. I'm sure that's what a lot of people do. That's what I did all the man for years. For years, that was my morning routine. Now I don't really look at the prices for unless I'm doing this. If I wake up and I just get to work, then sure, I'll look at it rather immediately. But the prices, I really don't check them until I'm at the desk. But today, first thing, man, I had to. I had to check the price of cookie because I knew it was on the move. I'm like, what are we doing? Do we got the cookie crumbs, or are we getting the whole cookie today? I don't know. 1 hour time frame. I was looking at this earlier and seeing that we were overbought, and now we're not. We're actually down at the 60. We're at a primary to bounce, and the RSI here, it's got this nice higher low kind of setup here. I definitely believe that we're going to push higher into the overbought zone. This could set us up for some bearish divergence on the 1 hour time frame, which could signal that we're at a relative high where we consolidate for a day, a couple days, who knows. It's just the 1 hour time frame. 24 hours from now, it can change a lot, right? Let alone in a couple days. 4 hour time frame, same thing. We push up, we could get a little bearish divergence. This could signal the end of the move is coming here soon. And if that is the case, then 20 cents might be the ideal area to sell. But again, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. We could push higher to 24 to 25 cents. And whenever I say this move's coming to an end, I mean that on an hourly basis. I'm not talking about a daily basis or a weekly basis, because daily basis, weekly basis, this move is not stopping. It's nowhere near done. We're not even above the 382. You're nowhere near done until you're at $1.65. $1.65, then we can talk about this move being done. But until then, I don't want to hear it. We're at 16 cents. You got a lot of growth to go. Over the hours, sure, you might see some turbulence. Over the coming days, sure, you might see some turbulence. But over the weeks, over the months to come, we're going to see $1.65. We're going to see $3.90 somewhere in this area here. That's the expectation, yeah? That's what I'm thinking. Personally, I'm in favor of this $2.34 to $4 target. Maybe, maybe not, but we'll see, Probably most likely we would stop at like 234, 260, somewhere in that zone, but time will tell. If we take this other high to low, I just wonder if we match up these fibs, do we get anything high to low here? 1886, 200 area right there. Yeah, maybe we go just above $2. I don't know. Time will tell. 2272 right there at the 1618. But my only problem is if you hit the 1618, you get above it. Oftentimes with the 2272, you get above it, and that kind of maneuver with the 1618 would tell me you're going higher. I'm not saying it can't happen. We've seen crazy. You guys, we've seen crazy things, right? Virtuals here did a from a low here in September all the way into December, you did a 188x. You know what I mean? Like this thing, you can do crazy stuff in this crypto world. You can do some crazy stuff. Now, you had a very low market cap back here, right? Still have a pretty damn low market cap for Cookie, though, at $70 million. I'm just saying, you never know when this thing really could go berserk and go to prices that are all the way up at like $7 to $10. We could see from here a 40x or 60x. I'm just not expecting that. I'm not calling for that personally. I think that by the end of this move, by the end of June or July, a more appropriate target is like $1.76 to $2.40, somewhere around there. Something on the lines like an 11x to a 14, 15x, something like that. That's what I'm anticipating. So it's been a good time so far. We're going to keep growing. The question might have arisen throughout this video, is it a good time to buy though? I just found out about Cookie today. This is the first time I'm seeing it. Maybe I found out about it back here and I've been waiting for it to pull back and it just won't pull back. My thoughts are, if you didn't pull back here, right, where you had prior support, prior resistance here, if you didn't pull back here, and you did pull back here, right, from a high to a low, you pulled back about 20%. That was it. That was your pullback. So if you didn't get in there, now that we're breaking out and breaking higher, you're probably not going to get the chance to buy at those lower prices. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Cookie DAO is a very volatile thing. It could go all the way back down to 12.5 cents. You never know. But if I was looking to buy this thing, I'd probably just eat it. I would buy right now, and I would just hold. And if it happens to go lower, I would buy more. And if it happens to go higher, I would just keep holding, man. Like that's how I would do it. But not financial advice, not a financial advisor. That's just my thoughts. I don't think I have anything else that I want to say. Everything looks good, man. It really does. Everything looks perfect. The 1 hour time frame, the 4 hour time frame, the way we're interacting with the fibs from that golden ratio extension to the 1272 support right here. Like that's That's great. It all looks great. It really does. The 4 hour looks good. The 1 hour looks good. The daily looks primed and ready to continue. I really do expect that by the end of the day we'll be at higher prices, and it wouldn't surprise me if we see 20 cents maybe by the time that I make the next video. So I'm going to stop talking there. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. I'm not selling at 20 cents. I might. But I'm not official with that yet. I don't have any sell orders placed. I'm waiting to see how this goes. I'll probably sell it on the fly. Maybe I'll set up some orders, and if I do, I'll post it on x.com. You can follow me here. What a lovely couple. Don't they make a good couple? If we look at this on the profile, at Chris Harris 85, that's me, right? If you want to follow me there, I always post if I buy or sell, right? Or what my thoughts are. Let's see. I haven't made a sell or a buy in a while, but yeah, this right here, right? This, I forgot to say this. That's because I bought more the night before I actually posted this. So I went to bed after I bought it. I forgot to say it, but I still, even if it's like 12 hours later, I'll still talk about it, right? Anyways, that's all I got. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Take care. Bye.